During lockdown, almost every day, I would observe those young adults selling small articles at the signal. I'm sure many of you must have. I never looked at them as poor kids. I always marveled at the smile on their faces. Their giggles reflected hope and trust. I wish we could learn from them how to appreciate things that we have in life. See, and but so every second that you is a moment of your life thrown away. It's not like you have forever. So don't waste any of your moments away. We should try to live life to its fullest. Good evening, everyone. This is Meena Mishra, and I welcome you all to Asian Literary Society's Navras 2020, an art, culture, and literature festival. I would like to introduce eminent speakers for today. Our speaker is Mr. Amit Dubey. He's a corporate coach, soft skill trainer, and motivational speaker. He is the founder of a fantastic institute skills called the Dream Sculptors. Sent more than 10,000 people from more than 25 cities, India, South Africa, and UAE. Our second speaker for today is Abhinandan Bhattacharya, who is a CAIE and IBDP English Language and Literature Facilitator at JBCN International School, Oshibara, Mumbai. He is also a resource person for CUP and colleagues. Apart from writer, he is also a writer and editor associated with the Impish Lass Publishing House. I welcome both young and handsome gentlemen today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Meena Mishra. It's pleasure being here, and
Thank you so
one
much.
more opportunity to speak to you. Yeah. Pleasure being here.
Okay, it's a pleasure to have two of you. First of all, I would like to begin with what your philosophy of life? Mr. Amit Dubey?
Right, should I go first?
Begin with you, sir.
Okay. So, whatever I'll tell you, it's not from the books. I'd say it's directly from what I've learned and what I've experienced in life. So, philosophy of life, I'll keep it very simple. This is from my mistake that I've made, and years ago, my best friend, corrected me. So, what I did was I tied my happiness to a future time, to a future event, to a future thing, and to a future person. So basically, I postponed my happiness. What I thought was, in fact, this is, if you've heard Sushant Singh Rajput's A Beautiful Soul, if you've heard his interview as well, he said the same thing. He said that when I was young, we come from a middle class family. He said that I thought when I had my dream car, when I have my dream house, that's when I'm going to be happy. But when he reached there, he realized that it made him happy, but just for a few days. And then he's like, okay, now what's next? So you'll be content and satisfied just for some time in life, right? Now, so even I did that. I was struggling at that point. I thought when I have this, I thought when I have that, I thought when I have this person, this thing, that thing, when this happens, when that happens, I'll be happy. Now, one is you don't know if that's going to happen for sure in future for you. And even if you're lucky, and if it happens, but if it takes few years or few months, then are you not going to be happy in that span? And you're going to be happy waiting ki, haan, whenever that happens, yes, mere saath hua, I got this, and then I'll be happy. Now, that's something we must think of. Human beings' insatiable desires and greed will never be satisfied. What's the guarantee that when you get that, you'll be happy forever? So let's not try. Happiness is not something that we find. I have now learned it that happiness
Very
is
agree.
something.
Very true.
Yeah, that's something which we can create. I should have that mindset that I can be happy in a hut and I can be happy in a castle as well. So the stability in the mind and not never be in the quest of happiness. It's there. Be happy with what you
Very
have, the
true.
people
Very
that you have, and the resources that you have. That's something that everybody should, I think, keep in their minds. I'd like to hear from
agree,
Abhinandan
sir.
now.
Agree with you, sir. Mr. Abhinandan Bhattacharya?
Yes, I think the philosophy of life is something which is integral and quite personal to each one of us. So when I talk about the philosophy of life, and I was reading somewhere, uh, and I was quite taken up with what Mr. Amit had just spoken, and uh, the lines by Mother Teresa. She mentioned somewhere that at the end of life, it's not about the number of diplomas that you have received, or how many great things you have got in life, or how much money you have, as Mr. Amit has also given the example of Sushant Singh Rajput. So it's not about how much wealth you have accumulated, but we are judged by, and the philosophy of life depends on the basic fact: I was hungry, you gave me something to eat. I was naked, you clothed me. I was homeless, you took me in. So, the entire crux of anybody's life philosophy should be centered around the fact how much compassion and how much empathy we have for the society at large, for people around us, irrespective of the fact that today we have COVID times, we have extraordinary situations, we have people suffering from so many things, and suddenly this kind of a war cry has been initiated from every nook and corner of the world, showing solidarity or something of that sort. Why couldn't we have actually shown solidarity when the world was not reeling through such kind of duress, or some such kind of tribulations, or some kind of battling through things? Today we are suddenly we have awakened to some kind of epiphany that no, we need to realize these things, we need to get certain things done. So the philosophy of life that I think, according to me, and which I wish to pass on to everybody, is live life in the present moment, and do not force things to happen. I think go with the flow. That's something very important.
true, true, true. I agree, sir. Okay, tell me one thing, Mr. Amit Dubey, about the happiest moment of your life, according to you.
Well, it's a good question, but it's like asking what is your favorite song, because there are so many songs and you hear different songs in different moods and different mindsets and different stages of life. But um, so I'll tell you, I very few people find their calling, honestly. There are a lot of people who are just doing work for money, and many do not have the courage to find their calling. I'll keep it very brief. So, I've been doing training for 7 years. When I help somebody come out of their personal problems, or maybe in corporate or individually, I'm training somebody to excel in their careers. And when they come back and they have, what do you call it, the tears of joy in their eyes, or maybe they'll come and hug me hard. Or it happened recent program before Corona thing happened that this guy from not a well-to-do family, he was so happy with the program. And what happened? He came and touched my feet. He's 18, 19 years old. He's working to help his family. Now, this is priceless. And this cannot be replaced by, I'll tell you what, you can earn crores but still not have this kind of job satisfaction. So for me, my work and me, they're same. They're one. We are one, unison. So these things give me, the real joy where I've made a, what do you call it, place in somebody's heart. And for as long as I'm alive, I make it a point. I do help them in such a way that for as long as they are alive, I am in their heart, and for as long as I am alive, I am in their heart. So this is a beautiful thing, and this really makes me happy,
You
honestly.
are in the heart of millions of people, Mr. Amit Dubey. Okay. Mr. Abhinandan, what about you?
Okay, as Mr. Amit was speaking, so I was just thinking, what would I say for this? According to me, I think this present moment that I'm alive, that I am sharing this platform with so many people. I'm streaming with almost about, I don't know, Mr. Countless people. Some of who may be online, some of who may be observing, viewing, but not actively viewing. So that spark of getting in touch with so many people and try ability to share my thoughts is definitely, as of now, the happiest moment for my life, because I believe in living in the moment. I do not somehow relate to the idea of so and so aspect in my life or so and so episode in my life was the happiest moment. So the idea of attaching superlative to something is, I think, now it's right here, right now. I do not know what's going to happen tomorrow. I am not bothered about what gave me happiness
No, it's
even
not
yesterday.
only about tomorrow. Even the next moment, what would happen, we don't know.
Absolutely, we don't know. So make the most out of what you're doing right now, because you're totally unsure of things happening. So for me, yes, this moment is the happiest moment in my life.
That's
We are
great.
alive now. Yes,
I think
yes.
Mr. Manoj Krishnan would feel happy about that. Okay, fine. What about the saddest moment of your lives, both of you?
Yeah, this time let's start with Abhinandan. Abhi beginning
Abhinandan,
from the front now. I want to
let
hear
me
from
begin with
him.
you.
No problem. No, okay. The saddest moment. Okay. See, again, if I talk about a particular episode in my life, uh, somebody else may just rubbish it off, saying, "Oh, how can that be the saddest moment of your life?" So I think my idea of saddest moment would be totally different from somebody else's idea of saddest moment.
No, no,
And
but what is you? You tell me
absolutely,
about yours. Yeah.
absolutely. So I did have a lot of sad moments in my life, but then I did not actually consciously think of choosing one particular moment, because I did not want to make, again, as I mentioned, I did not want to make any one particular episode or giving so much a superlative attribute to that particular sad moment to make it so important in my life. Because I think I believed in, if sad moments have come, let them come. They're not in my control. So consciously trying to think about it and making a sad moment graver and making it the saddest, I think that is exactly where we human beings make the biggest mistake. So if sad moments have come our way, fine, accept it, just embrace it and just pass it on, or just leave it behind.
So is it that you don't want to talk about the saddest moment of your life, so you are giving this philosophy again?
No, it's not that. As I mentioned, uh, I do not have the saddest moment in my life, because I have
Yes.
not deliberately thought about which moment should come in the top list of the
So can
sad
I have
moments.
one sad moment, positive degree? Can I go for it now?
Okay, I think 12 years back, when I lost my father, uh, a phase or a stage in my life where I needed him the most to support me. I'm the eldest son of my family, so uh, I have an ailing mother, and my brother is 6 years younger to me. So at that phase, it was really a helpless situation, and I couldn't make out what to do. I was just a boy, fresh out of college. I was just 19 or 20 years old, and with very limited experience in how the world functions. And I don't know, I didn't know what to do. So yeah, from there, what I see now, how far I have come. So yes, that would be a milestone which I could consider as one of the saddest moments in my life. Yes.
Good, good, good. At least I got an answer to the question, right? I was looking out for an answer. Mr. Amit Dubey, your turn now.
Okay. Abhinandan, technically this is the first time we've spoken and face to face. We've met virtually. I think we should be friends because we've got certain things in common. So what I am about to say is also on the same lines. Saddest moment. Uh, okay, so I'll just say that very personal. That there was a phase in my life where it just happens with all of us. Uh, Problems come from all the possible directions. With me, what happened was on the personal front, on the career front, things were not in the right place at turbulent times. But the problem that happened was I lost people who loved me in quick successions. So, so I lived with my grandparents, and I was born in Punjab. I was raised in Kashmir, Srinagar, and I've had a beautiful childhood. So I'm very proud to say that three generations of my family are in Indian Air Force. My grandfather fought wars for the country, and I've been raised in an environment where I saw fighter planes and parachutes and Indian flag and uniforms. I would get up in the morning because my dadaji had parade and polish his shoes so that he goes there with uniform. It just looks so brilliant. And so, I mean, I had a beautiful childhood, and then I had to come to Mumbai to study further and all that because then my grandfather retired. But anyway, so what happened was I lost my grandfather, my dadaji, my grandmother, my dadi, my nanaji, my mamaji, and my younger brother. Now, sad part was, and it broke me because completely because it happened like 5 people in 5 years. So every year, one person would die, and they loved me. So, it's easy to you can love 10 people, but it's very rare to find people who will love you. So they loved me, and one after the other, 5 months, first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, and then after that, I started thinking, who's next? See, if that happens for 5 years continuously, you'll be thinking, who's next? And you do not
It's
have
like
any
you are,
people.
yeah, you get paranoid, like, what next now? Who next now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to do and how to react, and yeah. But Meena, you'll be surprised when I say this. It's not expected of me, but I am practicing for quite some time vairagya. So so then so क्या बोलते हैं कैसी भी हो परिस्थिति एक जैसी हो मनस्थिति. So that's something that I'm practicing for quite some time. So yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
that was
I thought you must be searching for a girlfriend, Amit.
I am
This is
not
a sad
finding-
message for the girls.
I am. I haven't found the right one. Perfect. So, Abhinandan, we're on the
Okay.
same line.
So both of you, yeah, both the gentlemen, yeah. Can I have your opinion about the role of failures and setbacks in our lives? Are they important? Not important? Why?
So, who goes first?
Yeah,
I'm game.
to decide. Okay, no problem. That's a very good question.
Whoever.
It's a very good question. Maybe I'll take that. Shall I, Mr. Amit?
No, please, sir. Please,
Yes,
sir.
yes,
Please,
yes.
please.
Oh, great. I think failures and successes are very important in everybody's life. It's so pertinent, and it's so something which you cannot do away with. And I'm suddenly reminded of Rudyard Kipling's poem, If, where he had mentioned one line, you have to face both triumph and disaster. And when triumph comes, disaster leaves you, and when disaster comes, triumph leaves you. So they are both imposters. So I think the basic idea is to accept. So acceptance is the key over here. So we shouldn't be running away from failures or setbacks, and then we shouldn't be riding high on the wings of success, thinking that neither can toss me over into the sea of thoughts or toss me over into some kind of turbulent times. No, we shouldn't day and night are important for the entire 24-hour cycle to be completed and to give meaning to our lives. I think failures and successes are equally important to redefine our lives. So yes, one needs to understand the importance. Today people talk about uh, they can't accept failure. They end their lives, or they feel that no, this thing, I was not expecting this thing to happen to my life. So why are you expecting? You don't complain when you get success. So why do you complain when you get failure? I think they are the two sides of the same coin, and it's very
No, but that
important.
is human tendency, right?
Absolutely.
We all sit and cry when we fail. We all sit and cry. We feel
Right.
sad. We
Of course.
grumble. We complain. Yeah.
So that is important for us to understand, realize the importance of failure and success. So that is exactly, I think, it is important for our growth. It's important for our development, and I think it really helps us to uh, grow as good human beings.
Mr. Abhinandan, would you like to share one experience of your failure, how it helped you grow as a person?
Yes, I think in terms of I think in terms of at times relationships. Uh, I feel I have been a big failure in that. So I feel that no, I didn't. I was not able to do some kind of quality justice to a lot many relationships. So that's fine. I think I learned from them, and I tried to introspect. Okay, somewhere probably I might have gone wrong. So things might have gone wrong from my end, and I'm trying to look to the brighter side of things now. So looking forward to how to correct those aspects of where those relationships might have gone wrong, and how to uh, battle those issues and those thought processes, and trying to develop myself into a better person so that I don't repeat those mistakes in future. Okay,
So,
so
are
I
you
think
ready for relationships now?
uh, that's I think I don't know how to answer that question.
Now, I
Yeah,
want
why
the
not?
girls watching you should get some answer. No, what is this? What kind of statement is this?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to answer that question. So yeah. So, but coming to the question, basically, yeah, failures and successes are very important for our growth. It's very necessary. No, it helps us to give some kind of definitive approach and balance in life as human beings. No, be it in our personal life, be it in our professional life. So we need to learn how to take things without a pinch of salt always.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you so much for sharing. Mr. Amit Dubey, your turn, sir.
Can I quote like a filmy line in Hindi? Is that
You
okay?
can do, you can do. Feel
So
free.
yeah, so failure and setback. Okay, so I'll say one. I mean, I'll just क्या बोलते हैं आप क्या नैनो की देखी? I'll just tell because I meet so many people. I've seen so many people rising and falling. तो वो डायलॉग है ना नवाजुद्दीन सिद्दीकी का कि कभी कभी तो लगता है अपन ही भगवान है. So my ex boss used to call it the God's complex. Now,
Okay.
what happens is failure and setbacks are important because they keep us grounded, I feel. Because what happens is, when we are on a winning streak and things just work like magic and like a clockwork, and what happens is, we think that, oh, I am doing it, I am running the show, and I am, handling these many people, and it is because of me that this is happening and that is happening, and then that's where God comes in and says, why? तू भगवान नहीं है मैं भगवान हूँ. Let me give you a reality check. And that's when you're like, okay, so that is why failures are extremely important. It has humbled many people, and it should, and it should do that. And failures are absolutely important. But on the positive side, I'll say, there's this other side to the coin as well. I was reading this book of Robin Sharma years back. It said that how much you've lived your life, and I say lived, that means like literally living, right? Not just passing the time that you have here on this planet. When how much you've lived in your life, how much adventure you've had in your life, can be seen by the number of failures that you've had in your life.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So if you fail a lot, that means you've lived a lot more than a lot of other people. You do not need any another adventure sport, right? You don't need to do bungee jumping. You can experiment with your life, do new
That's
things,
fail.
and yes, and that's it. That's the biggest adventure. I don't need drugs. I don't need alcohol. I can do new things in life. Fail sometimes, succeed sometimes. It will give you a high. Telling you, life will do that with you. So I say that failure and setbacks, yes, absolutely important. And अगर आपने fail करना छोड़ दिया, मेरे हिसाब से I feel that you're not doing something new. And if you're not doing something new, even if you're 25-year-old or if you're a 55-year-old, you will be outdated, irrespective of what your age is.
True, true. Your personal experience.
It's like one of those. It's like one of those moments where employers nowadays look for how many setbacks you have had in your CV.
Yes, yes.
And more than the successes and achievements. So that is
In
what
How
fact,
many times?
Yeah.
So
In fact, I was
failures
reading
are-
that somewhere. Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Amit, please continue.
No. In fact, you made a brilliant point. Elon Musk was saying that when I interview somebody, he says that ask them what are the problems you've solved. Two, I was reading this about Australian sports scientists. They say that before they hire them, they ask them literally that how many times have you failed and what have you failed in and how did you overcome. So this is a brilliant question, and yes, I mean this is something that we should not fear. It's inevitable anyway, but that's a proof that you're living your life.
Mr. Amit, your personal experience, please.
Failing?
Yes.
Yeah. So I failed. So I failed. I don't know if I failed, or was it my fault, or was it somebody else's fault? But so I did fail in relationship in the past. I mean, I failed in trying too many things, but more or less, actually, mostly, majorly, I failed in a lot of small things when it comes to work. I've tried a lot of new stuff. I have actually risked all my money for my business, all my money, but it could have backfired, but it didn't, because maybe people see the honesty in your eyes, and when you work, I think, with honesty, people appreciate it, and things have worked wonders for me. But
You are doing a wonderful job.
Thank you. Fail in all the aspects. So you can't be a perfect beta. You can't be a perfect boyfriend. You can't be a perfect. Just can't be perfect. So failing, like he said, is inevitable. You can't avoid it.
So that is how life is, right?
That's how life is. You fail more than you succeed. तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते उसको.
तो ये मूवी नहीं है, हिंदी मूवी नहीं है, where you only succeed.
हाँ, I think what in Hindi movies, they should see what happens is I see Batman, Superman, or whatever. They are so composed when there is a problem. They're like, and then they let the villain come, and then they will wait. I think they should show more human-like people who are scared and timid and don't know what to do, and then they try things. So I think we need such heroes and not those like superficial ones.
Natural ones.
Natural ones. That's a reality check. So reality is totally different. Like Meena ma'am, you made a right point. This is not a movie. This is not Hollywood either. Because even Hollywood is shut down with respect to COVID, right? So they cannot have the superheroes in the front line, fighting for COVID and save the American lives. So yes, that's very important. So they have shown their vulnerable side.
Yeah, but these. Just to add to that, Abhinandan, perfect point. Yeah. So real heroes are these people who are from BMC, who are from cops and the doctors. I feel they are the real deal, real heroes at this point in time.
So I salute to them.
Hats off. Hats off. ऐसे हाथ जोड़कर.
Yes, हाथ जोड़.
Even people at the army, at the war front. I mean,
I would say that.
They are the ones. I mean, ask them about failures and ask them about success. I think that is what makes the people who are, saving us every moment. The way we are able to survive, we can breathe. I think the people at the war front. So they are the frontliners actually.
True.
They are like the real mard of the country. It's.
Why only mard? You are getting sexist now.
No. Okay, good point. The thing is, I didn't know what to say for ladies, so I stopped myself. उनको क्या बोलूं मैं? So they are the real daughters of our country.
They are the real fighters.
Real daughters of our country. I've seen the sacrifices people in defense make. I've seen it very closely. So yes, but lastly, I want to congratulate everybody. You, Meena, Abhinandan, you, myself, and all the people of our country and the world, that the mental stability that they showed by, because it's not easy to stay locked down at home. It could have, people have started fighting, the couples and the families, they're like getting up and seeing each other. So, and they're not used to it, right? People going to work, and then you're not going to work anymore. You're at home. So frictions happen, but then hats off to everybody for making sure that this time passes well, and making sure
Yeah,
that
so let
everything
us
is
feel
safe.
happy. 4 months, almost 4 months of lockdown now. Yeah.
Yeah. So big clap for everybody. Yay! Good job.
Clap. Tips for living life to its fullest from both of you. Mr. Abhinandan, I begin with you.
Okay, great. Tips for living life. I think my first tip would be appreciate things, the smallest of things in life. Be grateful for the smallest of things. Don't wait for the bigger things in life. People often wait for the bigger things to be grateful for, and bigger things in life to feel happy for. uh, no, don't do that. I mean, appreciate the little things in life. A
And
second
then they
thing.
forget to see the beauty around them, what they have.
Yeah, yeah. So first observe the beauty that you have around you, and then you go out, hunting for other, And the biggest thing that comes with this, the problem, the flaw is, they compare. They start comparing things, and they try to look for, okay, by looking at somebody else, they realize that, oh, this is something which is lacking in me. It's like those kind of advertisements which make us feel, oh, Fair and Lovely makes you feel, or Dove makes you feel what you
That's
lack.
not good. Yeah.
Yeah, that is not good. Appreciate what you have. I mean, I am proud of what I possess right now. The second most important thing, or my tip of life, is love yourself. I think if I am not able to love myself, I will not be able to love any second person around me. So the most important
True.
thing that every person on this earth should practice religiously is to love yourself,
I
because that's
agree.
something very important.
I
And
agree.
my next
Right.
tip would be also, do something that gives you happiness. If you feel that this particular thing or this particular job doesn't provide me any kind of pleasure or doesn't provide me any kind of joy, don't do it. It's as simple as that. Now, I remember my first employer had mentioned something in a departmental meeting, that do not do anything to please your boss. Do this job if you are only happy with yourself itself. I mean, if you are happy yourself, only then do it. Otherwise, then do it. Otherwise, don't do it at all. It doesn't make sense,
But then,
right?
Abhinandan, there are many people, those who are bound to do something because, like, they
To
need,
pay
their
bills.
family needs financial
Yeah.
support.
So,
Yeah.
yes. So, but that comes uh, at the cost of compromising so many values in life. So no, they are not happy then. To actually, if you
True,
understand the
true.
difference, they are not
Yeah.
happy. They are doing it. I remember one of my friends long back. I asked him. He's in America right now, and I asked him, how is he? I mean, how is your life? And because of course I was too happy with the fact, and back then, I was so happy with the fact. Oh, you are in America. You are working. You're placed in such a brilliant place, and I'm in India. It's fine. But then, that one statement that he made, that changed my entire perspective. He typed out on Facebook in the messenger. He gave me the response. Abhinandan, it's just my body that goes to the workplace. My soul
Oh,
is in my home.
so
Deep,
So
sad.
bro.
yeah, that is sad, and it's a reality. These people that you talked about, man. No, they
Yeah.
are killing their values, or they're killing their personal happiness and joy, and they're compromising at so many levels to get that job done because they're obliged to do so.
True, true,
So they are
true.
not, and eventually the quality of the output is not witnessed. If you are doing something half-heartedly, what's the point in doing it? I think the
True.
most
Very
important, so the final tip that I would like to conclude with is, be passionate with whatever you're doing. Mean
true.
everything. Be honest. Don't be a hypocrite. If you can't stand something, say, have the guts to speak up in a platform that, no, this is something which I do not comply with. I do not agree with all these aspects or these viewpoints. So that is something like, be your true self. That is something very important.
True, true, true. Thank you very much. Even I agree with this, that if you're passionate about doing something, actually, as much as you work, you don't get exhausted. You don't feel exhausted. You feel
True,
it's
true,
okay.
absolutely,
I have to work now. I have to go further. Okay. So then it is your passion that makes you move ahead in life. Right?
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Mr. Amit?
I'd like to add to what Abhinandan said, because that's something that. So I'll tell you, Abhinandan, just a quick thing about me. I worked in 8 to 10 industries before getting into training. Not that I was dumb, but just that I didn't know what to do with my life. I knew what I was good at, but I somehow didn't know how do I use what I have, and how do I use the qualities in me, and execute. What's the industry where I could go and work and use these skills that I have? So people used to laugh at me and कि what are you doing? तू 3 महीना यहाँ काम करता है, 3 महीना ये काम करता है, फिर तू HR में, फिर तू banking में. But I was just trying to see, and this is stupid, But here's the thing, But now the same people, they are in awe of me. अरे यार तुम तो ये कर रहा है, you are doing this, you are going to write the book, or you are training these people, you reaching whatever X number of audience and meeting these kind of people. But just to sum it up, I just also, in addition to what you said, it takes a lot of courage to do what you want to do. I mean, it's a big risk. For example, if I'm doing something, but it took me some courage to leave that and to go and do something that I wanted. And side by side, have the money thing figured out.
True. That is very. Yes.
People don't want to leave what they're doing to go where they want to go. If you're in the same train and you want to go somewhere else, you need to change the train. You can't be in the same train. But people
they are scared. No, finance is a major problem for millions and millions of people across the world.
What is it? What's the problem you're saying? Sorry.
Finance is a major problem. If they are not supporting their family.
Perfect. So then you have to plan it in such a way, right? I mean, at least you could work extra. I'll tell you, Meena, you'll be surprised. When I was transitioning, you're talking about this transition phase, right? Transitioning from this to this. So I used to I'll tell you, I used to work 7 days a week for 2 years. And how many jobs was I doing in 1 week? 5 jobs in 1 week. So do something 7 to 10 in the morning, then 10 to 6 job, and then again 7 to 9. And then Saturday, Sunday again do multiple things. So then that was a price that I had to pay. Courage, like you said, isn't enough, but you have to pay a price. But how many will be willing to do that, do the job, take the money, and then do the extra bit of work? So that
true. Agree. Thank you very much, both the gentlemen. It was wonderful having you today. Thanks for being a part of this literary fest by Asian Literary Society.
One second. Are we running short on time?
No. You can speak.
So just 2 things that I want to add quickly that I really want whoever's watching it, no matter what age, I really from my heart, this is pure gold, okay? Pure gold. You don't want to miss this all your life. One is epiphany, like the word you use, two epiphany moments. One is a lot of us are ignoring our health. Now, health is the only instrument that you have to live your life to the fullest. If you do not have health, you can't eat what you want, you can't go where you want to, and you can't work. Now, the sad part is, guys, whoever is listening to this, please, these 2 points, listen to me very carefully. The sad part is our body, instead of supporting us in doing what we want to do, it's becoming a blockage, an impediment, a hindrance, and an obstacle. I'll tell you, you want to work extra, but you can't because your body isn't allowing you. You want to eat something, you can't because your body isn't allowing you. You want to exercise more, but you can't because you have bum ache, you have back ache, you have leg ache, you have headache, or whatever your legs are paining. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. But the good part here is, guys, that no matter what age, we can improve our health and its condition. If you've been following me, anybody, on Insta or Facebook or social media, you'll understand that I take care of my health. So guys, health is very important because this is the only instrument to enjoy your life. You don't have it, you can't do it. That's one. And second is coming, the second thing is, this is real gold, okay? This is coming from our Upanishads and Greek philosophy. I'm sharing it because I learned it and I'm practicing it. And I know that most people will not learn it because we do not have the time to read these stuff. So I'm sharing it with you because I believe in it. Everybody, if you do not have earphones on, have your earphones on. Listen to this very carefully. Yeah, this literally changed my life. I overcame, so I had complex underconfidence. I thought I was weak. I couldn't do things mentally, physically, emotionally. I thought, and this was a problem once I learned this. One. So, okay. Now, in our Upanishads, there is this aphorism, and in Sanskrit and Hindi, it is called Mahavakya. Now, it says, Aham Brahmasmi. I'm sure most of you may know it. Aham Brahmasmi means that Aham is I am Brahma. Now, I am Brahma. means I am Brahman, meaning I am in the universe and the universe is in me.
Yeah.
I am in the
So
universe
true.
and universe is in me. There is air in the universe, there is air within you. There's water in the universe, your body is made of 70% water. There is heat in the universe. Look at the sun, there is heat within you. Our bodies, right? The temperature. So that's one. Now, this universe, if we are made of this universe, the universe is limitless. Would you agree? The universe is powerful.
Yes.
Universe is made up of energies, that we can't even measure. It's immeasurable. It's powerful and beyond our expectations. Now, if these are the qualities of universe, then these qualities by default are in you as well, because there is a universe inside you. Swami Vivekananda ji said that we put our hands like this in front of our eyes and cry, it is dark. But buddy, open your eyes, remove these hands and see that you can see everything, that you can conquer everything. How are you saying that you are weak? How are you saying that the problem is bigger than you? In Greek philosophy, they have this concept of, you can share it with your students, they have this concept of macrocosmos and microcosmos. Macrocosmos is the universe and microcosmos are these small representations of universe, which are us. Again, they are also saying hundreds of years and thousands of years ago, they said that, listen, we are small representations of the universe, but we are not realizing it. You are powerful beyond imagination. No problem that you have is bigger than you. Mental, physical, emotional, nothing. Mark my words. I am not saying it. Greek philosophy, our Upanishads are saying that. Even Hanumanji, for that matter, I'll share this with you, he didn't know that he could fly. But only when Jaman told unko kaha ki bhaiya, you have to go, he said, I don't know. He said, you don't know that you have this power because aapko shraap tha. You had this curse. And that's when he realized, oh, epiphany, God, I can fly. And he flew to Sri Lanka in one leap. He didn't know this. So a lot of us forget this, time and again, and when we are in trouble. So I am here, I'm telling you guys, you are powerful beyond imagination. That this is something that I want you to keep in your mind forever, and don't lose this.
Oh, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. I would like all three of us together to cross our hearts, and say we are the micro universe.
We are the micro universe.
The micro universe. This is wonderful. Wonderful having you, both the gentlemen. I'm sure all the people listening to us would have benefited a lot from this. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Amit.
It was nice meeting you. We should chat and we should talk soon. We are alike in a lot.
Yeah, yeah.